So joining me now from Fort McMurray in his truck because he's a small business owner and he's always working to tell the stories of small businesses and industry in Fort McMurray is Robbie Picard from Oil Sand Strong. Hey, Robbie, thanks for joining me. I wanted to have you on the show, first of all, because because Joe Biden is going to do something seriously devastating to the Alberta economy. And it's something that he promised us that he would do. So I don't know why everybody seems so shocked and disappointed. We should have, I mean, it's why I'm pro Trump, is because he was a lifeline for Alberta. But Joe Biden said that on the first day of his presidency, which we're filming this on Tuesday, so I suppose that starts tomorrow. He will rescind the Keystone XL pipeline permit. Again, this should come as no shock to us. He was part of the administration, the Obama administration that blocked Keystone, and he campaigned on canceling it. So, I don't know. I just want to hear your thoughts because, I mean, you live, eat, sleep, and breathe the oil and gas industry. You're oil sand strong. What does the future hold for us?
Well, I'm actually going to be brutally critical of ourselves. Um, we we knew this was coming. He said it was coming. Obama got rid of it the first time, and there's no guarantee that Trump was going to get back in. So
Yeah.
why are we acting surprised? I know so many people, oil executives that I was talking to, say, well, Biden, he's just saying that to get elected, and it's going to be good because he's going to go after fracking. And the bottom line is that, you know, I know politicians don't typically do what they say they're going to do, but we should have took him at his word. He's kept his word, and now we're in a mess. And I'm not surprised in the least. I knew this was going to happen, and I'm shocked, bluntly, that we put so much into it instead of, like maybe revisiting Energy East or working on the Northern Gateway pipeline or just ensuring that we actually finish the Trans Mountain. I mean, we spend all this time talking about the Americans this, the Americans this, Trump this, Biden that. And meanwhile, our industry unjustifiably is dying the death of 1,000 cuts. And I mean, I'm he said he was going to cut it, and he did. And this is just the beginning. You know, they're going to come after our oil, and they're going to paint us with a brush that's not true, like they have for years. They're a bit empowered right now, and we need to get ready for it. And if nothing else, we need to at least ensure that we get our oil to the coast so we have a chance of competing. I mean, I'm not surprised or shocked. I'm more shocked how shocked we are that he canceled it. And I mean, and yes, we can go to court and we can have an endless battle on a pipeline we've been fighting for 10 years. I wish it was built. I wish it was finished. I feel really bad that these people who are tomorrow are going to instantaneously lose their jobs and their hope and their dreams and their future. And they're going to go through depression in the worst possible time. And but I'm not one bit surprised, and I'm more shocked how reactive we are. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, and we seem to do that here in Canada, in Alberta, all the time.
So I guess my question is, what does this mean for energy investment in Alberta? What does this mean for projects going forward? I mean, we're just getting into the heart of the winter drilling season, and frankly, it's slow out there. It has been slow for a long time, but are we ever going to see investment if, first off, we can't get our oil to market here in Canada? Like, we can't go east or west these days, and we can't go south. So what happens to us?
I hope we can finish the Trans Mountain, and I hope that because now that there is oil being shipped through the Panama Canal that's ending up on the east coast of Canada, that maybe we could get the Energy East or a pipeline like it. And I'm happy that so many Indigenous people are supporting pipelines now, like I've never seen.
Yeah.
And they understand this pandemic has scared a lot of people into the realization that that oil development is important, and if we're not going to develop it, countries are going to develop it with horrible human rights records and less environmental centers than we have, and the realization that green energy isn't so green. I mean, I think that's coming. I'm terrified. I don't believe for a second that this push towards green energy has anything to do with the environment or climate change. It has to do with this push for socialism. And I think you're going to see that coming more and more in the days to come. And I think that's the reality that people want. There's this impression that universal income is going to help happen, and somehow this is the avenue used to choose it. So, but I've been doing this for quite a while, and I would argue that I've had some of the most success out of pretty much all the advocates. And I don't know what to do right now. I really don't. I mean, like the people that I think are brilliantly smart at this, like are blowing my mind that they don't see what's coming down the pipe, so to speak. And we need to be far more intelligent than we have been. And I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked about the Keystone pipeline. I knew that Biden was going to cancel it. So, I mean, I think that like you gotta work on sure things. And I mean, right now, the real thing we have to focus on is Trans Mountain and hope that gets completed. And I think it will. That's looking good. But I mean, who knows?
Well, for me, I think Trans Mountain with Biden in power is in serious jeopardy. And I'll tell you why. Because I think the foreign funded interlopers and meddlers who dump money into Canada to block pipelines are going to feel emboldened and empowered, because now not only do they have an ally in Justin Trudeau, but they also have fierce allies throughout the entire Biden administration. And I'm worried that it's just going to be a free-for-all blocking Canadian energy projects.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, and it's been like that since we started. The only hope I have is that we're used to it, and Trans Mountain is on our side of the border. But I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm worried what is coming down what's coming down the pipe, and I'm also, I think that it's insane, and I think that we have to. Honestly, I don't know what we have to do, but we have to take this more seriously. And I mean, the second that Biden even had a chance of before Trump, when Biden, I guess, won that night, or they thought he was going to be president, they should have had a team of people there immediately trying to work on this. I'm not sure what Trans Mountain's doing. I think that these pipeline companies and these oil companies need to get a little bit more savvy in their communications and understand that this is a different world, and it's not. I don't fault them completely. They're in the pipeline business, and I think that the Keystone pipeline, sorry, I meant to say the Keystone pipeline is a very safe and a good energy efficient pipeline that is, net zero emissions. But they're just saying that now. That should have been on every billboard across the whole pipeline 2 years ago. So I have no idea what to make of it. I mean, we'll have to take it one step at a time, day by day, but I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting.
That's an excerpt from my weekly Wednesday night show, The Gunn Show. Now, normally the full show is sitting behind a paywall, but we thought you'd like this clip. Now, on my show, I talk to interesting newsmakers, thinkers, and doers that are normally ignored, maligned, or completely attacked by the mainstream media. If you'd like to get access to my show, as well as other great TV-style shows too, like Ezra's Nightly, Ezra Levant Show, and David Menzies' Friday night show, Rebel Roundup, just go to rebelnews.com/subscribe. That's rebelnews.com/subscribe.